Welcome to the Scoop School podcast, where we tackle your conundrums about the retail ice cream and frozen dessert business. And now, here's your host, his cup overrunneth, the ice cream bloke and self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School, Steve Christensen.
Hey ice cream lovers, welcome. Hey, welcome to the podcast, the Scoop School podcast. Nice to have you here. We're going to be talking about vanilla today. We're going to be talking about the growing regions and how the different growing regions can really affect the flavor profile or the nuance of your vanilla extract. Before we jump into it, a big thank you to our episode sponsor, which is Dippin' Flavors. Again, they've got a great website, dippinflavors.com. There's pages and pages and pages there of products that you can either put in your ice cream to flavor it, bases, extracts, purees, but also variegates or ribbons and toppings. They ship all over the country, and there's hundreds, literally hundreds of recipes there that you can use their products in. I really would recommend you to go to dippinflavors.com, D-I-P-P-I-N, dippinflavors.com. Thank you for your sponsorship of this episode. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about vanilla. It's the king of all flavors. And not only is it the king of all flavors, but it's a flavor enhancer. So it's actually going to take the good qualities of your mix and just kind of lift it, just give it a nice little boost. So it's important to pick a good vanilla and a good vanilla supplier. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the growing regions and how they differ a little bit. Now, we'll start off with Madagascar Bourbon. This is a container of Madagascar Bourbon pure vanilla extract. Now, Madagascar is part of the Bourbon Islands. So if you're in an ice cream shop or you're going to an ice cream shop as a customer, if you are a non-ice cream person here and you go into a shop and you taste some Madagascar Bourbon vanilla and you go, oh, taste that good Kentucky bourbon, that's wrong. Because Madagascar is the biggest island in the group of the Bourbon Islands. So it's geographic, not alcoholic. So don't make a goose of yourself going in and saying that, hey, I can taste the Kentucky bourbon. There is none. I will tell you that Madagascar Bourbon is probably well known for its smooth, creamy, full, robust flavor. A lot of people say that Madagascar is the best vanilla, the best quality vanilla, the best beans, the ideal growing region, soil, climate, that kind of thing. And so it typically has your most creamy, full flavored vanilla with the trace elements that really kind of waft up and really bring the best out of your ice cream products. So Madagascar Bourbon, or Madagascar, is probably the highest producing region in the world for vanilla beans, great quality product. However, the vanilla bean or the vanilla bean orchid is actually native to Mexico, and Mexico still makes a very large amount of vanilla. Now, I know the stories of a lot of people who go south of the border, buy 10 gallons for $2.50, probably not the best quality product, but there is some great Mexican vanilla on the market. Now, again, Mexican vanilla, a little bit different to the brother over there in Madagascar. You're going to get more of I say a spicy note, but it's not spicy like a bad burrito. It just kind of has a different nuance that gives it a little bit more kick to the process. Mexican vanilla, it is the home of the Melipone bee, and again, we'll go into the process on another podcast, but that is the flavor profile of Mexican vanilla, a little bit more sharp, a little bit more spicy notes, a bit of a top note of spice, if you will. It's worth tasting some Mexican vanilla, pure Mexican vanilla. The third of which, actually, let's jump into this one. The third of which is Indonesian vanilla. Now, Indonesian vanilla is a little bit different to the Madagascar or the Mexican vanilla because, generally speaking, vanilla beans in Madagascar and in other parts of the world are sun cured. So they put the vanilla beans out basically in the sunlight. They unwrap them out of burlap or hessian bags, let them soak in that sun, and then wrap them up at night and let them sweat, steep in their own sweat. Indonesian vanilla is a little bit different. A lot of manufacturers, a lot of producers in Indonesia are putting their vanilla beans in what we call hot houses, and they'll actually smoke them throughout the day and night. And sometimes your Indonesian vanilla will have a woody or a very smoky kind of flavor profile. Now again, it's very, very subtle. but you'll find that Indonesian vanilla might have a little bit more of a punch, bit of a woody, smoky kind of flavor nuance or a flavor profile that you might pick up as well. And then last but not least, you've got your Tahitian vanilla. Now, Tahitian vanilla is very unique because it has a flavor profile or a flavor element in it called heliotropine in the Tahitian orchid plant. So what it does is it really gives this extra flavor element, the heliotropine, really kind of brings out this fruity, floral top note. And I'll tell you, Tahitian vanilla is some of my most favorite vanilla. It really has that kind of more light, fruity, as I said, florally kind of flavor profile to it. And again, they're not dramatic, they're very, very subtle. But if you really take the time to experiment with your different vanillas from different areas of the world, you really come to appreciate the variety of vanilla extracts and the flavor profiles that come from these different parts of the globe. Now, every good vanilla supplier and good vanilla manufacturer should be drawing beans in from at least these 4 areas of the globe. So talk to your vanilla supplier about different growing regions, different flavor profiles, and talk to them about perhaps blending. You might like the smooth, creamy background of Madagascar with a tiny little bit of Tahitian just to give it that florally top note. And you can blend these flavors to give you your signature ice cream flavor. It's very, very important. Take the time to get a little bit more educated with the growing regions of vanilla beans. Take the time to understand a little bit about the processing. We're actually going to talk about the processing in the next podcast. This is basically a vanilla rama or a vanilla bonanza this week. We're talking about the specifics of vanilla, but today my challenge to you is to be able to talk to your quality vanilla supplier, ask about the differences of growing regions and whether they can send you a sample so that you can get in the process of understanding a little bit more about the origin of vanilla, where it comes from and how it differs from other parts of the world. We're going to have a lot of notes here in your show notes, so feel free to follow the links with a couple of suppliers there that I think you'll be able to get some good value out of. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk about vanilla again tomorrow in the episode where we talk about the production process. Keep on scooping, folks. We'll talk to you then.